Hello everybody, Reaper X1 here again, back playing some more Terra tech. Can't remember what version of what update I was in when I was building this. It's been a while in the works, so I'm going to leave that out. We're going to say it's current though, because I just got a comment not too long ago suggesting that, hey, can you build a multi-stage rocket, or space rocket kind of shuttle idea? So I like the idea, and it works really good with something that I'm trying to get set up, and this is going to be a little tip-off to what it is. So before we get too far into it, I do got to welcome you. I got to thank you for joining me. And as always, do you have a good one? So I really hope so. Because this is what I'm hoping is going to be the start of a good one. A good thing for a bunch of us to have fun with. Now, you know, it's pretty vague right now, but right here what I'm getting at is I'm just going to build up my shuttle, because I just want to see if I got the correct design idea to make that will allow this to fly at least decent. But, you know, first, I got to get all the fuels in there, because it is a spaceship, and they use a lot of rockets. So we're going to use a lot of rockets, a lot of fuel, and a few propellers to help it along the way. Just because the propellers never stop. They don't run out of fuel. All these rockets are really going to weigh it down, but the propellers will help. So I think it's a fair trade-off. It should work out quite nicely. And we're going to bubble this up, because where this is going is actually into a campaign save eventually, while it's my edited saves. So I'll let you in on a little bit of something that I've been kind of interested in, and it's been on the forums for a while. It's these kingdoms that everyone's starting. Now, I kind of thought of something along those lines a while ago, and I was going to start up what I was calling the settlement, but then it lagged out, crashed, corrupted the save, was no good. Never really got anything going with it. So I waited a while, I waited another while, and now I think that the game might be at a spot of optimizations and awesomeness where it might be feasible again. So this is kind of the start of my proposed, not really a kingdom, because then you're pledging allegiance to whatever in this. Mine's going to be more of the settlement idea, but a free city. So, you know, any of the other kingdom members from whatever one you're at are welcome. But to join, there are some requirements. Such as, you need a little dude to like a caricature of yourself kind of thing, made out of the blocks, that will actually fit in that little spot that I'm creating right there. Because that's how everyone's going to get to my little world, is via the rocket ship. I thought that might be a neat idea, you know? Have new citizens fly in and come down to a landing at an airport, and then it's a brand new world. And then some of the other requirements are that they would need a house to live in. Yeah, makes sense, right? And then from there, you know, it would be kind of reasonable to request a battle tech too. Because, you know, this is being in a campaign, it's going to have enemies, and we're going to have to do some fighting at some point, right? Maybe. At least to fend off the local inhabitants of the world that we're taking over and slowly making ours. But the nice thing about what I'm thinking is that it's not going to be so much all the story-based stuff on the forums with this one. Is what I'm hoping to do is to have people join, send their characters, send their houses, send their techs. I'll set them all up in the save. And you can even pick where you want to be to some extent, because it is going to be like a town setup. So, you know, if you got a favorite neighbor, you know, maybe talk it out, join together kind of like at the same time or whatever, or just leave it in the notes, you know, hey, I want to be beside this guy. Okay, I want to be this one's neighbor. We'll see what we can work out. And, you know, we're also going to have like a farming kind of part, an industrial kind of part, and even a battle arena. Because, you know, in every town there are disagreements. And instead of just having people going back and forth through the messages and whatnot, I figured why not have a battle arena where, you know, we could have kind of a little, the best 3 out of 5 or something to settle our disputes. I think that's a good idea. But what I was thinking here is that I would put the legs under this so it could stand without taking damage, just so when I pop it up it'll actually work. And as you can see, it does fly fairly good. I'm kind of guessing when those rockets give out, I'm not going to be able to do anything fancy, but I'm just hoping it'll stay in the air. Because this thing isn't really meant for like acrobatics and whatnot, but it would be nice if it does it, and it kind of does. Looks like it's going to be able to do the backflip, it can do the spins. So I think that's a pretty good little design, even though it is basically plain. It's a plain plane. But it works out fairly good. So as far as all the requirements, I haven't quite figured out most of them. But as far as a little caricature, if you're interested and you would like to submit one to join the little community I'm going to get going here, he has to be within, I think I had him 5 blocks wide, 7 tall, and 5 blocks. So 5 by 5, so 5 wide, 5 deep, 7 tall is kind of the limit to be able to fit into this. And it's a fair size little tech for just to represent like your character. And there's plenty of options to be able to make them different. Oh, coming in for the landing. Ooh, smooth. But then as far as the houses, I'm not quite sure on sizes on them. I'm getting kind of figured out. I'm not really worried so much about lag. It's just about space and having too much of one thing. Like, if you get someone else like me that builds a massive mansion and they want that for their house, wow, that's just overdoing it, right? So we're going to put a limit on that and a few other little things just to help keep everything reasonable. But for the most part, you know, I want all of our creativity to come into this world and make it super awesome. But with this, my shuttle idea was a success. But shortly after that is when I found out that they're going to have the explosive bolts, or when I first found out they were adding them. So I got a whole new idea, but to do it, I got to start from scratch. So that first shuttle, okay, the design worked, the shape worked, it's promising. But now, let's make it worthwhile. So as you can see, we're just going to start up on the boosters here, our big rockets, our rockets of rocketry. And we'll get that all built up and filled in. And of course, you gotta make it look awesome with the fires, right? Because our rockets really don't throw out a big enough flame to convince me it's a spaceship taking off, like the ones you see on the news or whatnot from whenever. So, well, as long as it ain't one that has an accident. But see there, that's looking better. That's looking more like a rocket trying to build up boost and thrust to take off. And yeah, it's going to be big, so we're going to use a lot of rockets, a lot of fuel. And as you can see, we're going to gyro the heck out of this thing just so we can hopefully keep her somewhat controllable. Because with this much thrust and the design with the shuttle on the one side, and I'm not going to be able to compare to the thrust with the shuttle as these things are going to give off. So I kind of got this feeling that it's going to want to tip or roll the one way just from the unbalance of the propulsion. But I'm hoping the main rockets will overpower the shuttle, keep it straight with the gyros and all that, and we'll see how it goes. But for the most part, I just kind of want to get something that looks good. Hopefully it functions good. And if it's super laggy, well, I guess I got a lot of editing to do, right? Not worried about the lagginess. But I was kind of thinking right here, I better attach some other things because I'm getting to a stage where, you know, pieces have to come off, pieces have to go on, pieces have to come off, and I don't want to lose a whole big section because, oops, pulled the wrong block. So as far as most multi-stage rockets go, from what I can remember, I looked it up a little bit when I first got started on this, and this is the idea I came up with, but there's a few different designs. So there's like the long, tall shuttle, or rocket, and then it's just like a big tube-looking thing. And then when it goes up, well, it has the two others on the side, like the big ones I'm building here, and then they fall away, and then the main tube's in space, and then a back section of it falls away, then a middle section falls away, and then the top section is what's actually going to take the astronauts to wherever. Well, that would be nice to build. It is severely doable, just not exactly what I want to go for, because that's going to be a lot of switching text, dropping text, just by moving blocks and hooks and pins and whatnot. And you can make it look decent and all that. But it's going to be sloppy, it's not going to be as nice, and it's not going to be as reliable either, because it'd be a multi-tech. So with these explosive bolts, I can make one tech, and then have it split into multiple techs, and then only keep the important one that I want to be in as the one I stay in and continue on. So hopefully that'll be the shuttle. But as of right now, it takes off, it flies good, it's, of course, oh, we're going to make it? Oh, we're sliding right through. And even the flamethrowers are trying to burn them as I go by. That's neat. So yeah, there's a little bit of give and take there. Oh, okay, so we had our first mishap in testing. Good thing it was an unmanned adventure. Unmanned test. But yeah, the design I went with is more of like the actual shuttle. Like, I think this is the one with the Canadian arm kind of thing on it. And then have the two main rockets. And then the centerpiece, I just figured, better get some extra fuel on this thing. And it kind of looked neat. Good attach points. Good center focal point to start and expand out from kind of thing. And also, I think it'll help a bit with the balance. So, basically got the shape, the size is all figured out and everything, but now we got to personalize it. So first we're going to give it the company logo, because since this is a flyer of the monstrosity type and of a coolness factor which I believe warrants it to be joined up with the other Reap Air creations I've got. I got a few little planes, little, that's funny, that I've classed as part of the Reap Air. How would we call that? The Reap Air Aviation Corporate Sector. Maybe? I don't know. But anyway, there, we got the Reap Air done. We're going to warn people, because if you get back here, you're in danger. But if you get down low where them rockets are, hey, you've been warned. It's in big red writing right there. You got burnt because you didn't pay attention. So yeah, don't go down there. See, it gets warm. Real warm. So we got a bit more done here. And as I get farther and farther on into this one, I want to keep testing and keep things kind of in check. So I know where I got to make the adjustments, if I need to make the adjustments, and if it's even something to worry about. So as I thought right now, it's kind of staying as I expected. It looks like it wants to keep nosed up. I'm guessing that's the gyros taking over. Because this thrust, it should actually like tip it right over. Because all the weight is unbalanced to one side with the middle section. Oh, I like that. Man, I like them flamethrowers. Just for the coolness effect. And yeah, they even started, they're working really good on blocks too now for taking them off gently in battle. Through shields even. So they're better. Getting there. I'm liking them. If they had more range on them, that would be cooler. Like bigger the tech, more the range. Something to think about, eh? So yeah, just trying to get a kind of a half-arsed landing here. I already knocked my anchor off, so it's not going to turn out pretty, but we can get her to balance. So I'm thinking right around in here, we're getting a little on the average video length I've been shooting for. recently, because I'm trying to get that under control, so I'm going to call this one right shortly. But before I do, I would like to remind you about the Saturday Showcase, where your cool and original techs can have a video of their very own, and all you got to do is find my Saturday Showcase auditions link in the description underneath the videos, any of my Terra Tech videos. Grab some in-game snapshots of those cool and original techs, follow on through that link to the thread that I've created, post those in-game snapshots and save games there. And from there, I'll find them, I'll do my dangdest, and we'll make the best dang video I can to share our ideas, inspire others, and have a boatload of fun, hopefully. So if you're interested and want to participate, it's down in there. And also, if you'd like to help a little channel grow and maintain and hopefully survive, there's a paypal.me link down there. You can also make a small donation. And with said donation, it'll get you entered into the donation appreciation program, where you could be called as a winner. The potential prizes are a 3D printed tech, currently valued at around $40, or the cash value of said tech, mainly because I haven't got a reply from the guys that grab it. So I'm offering the cash as an alternative, just in case. So either way, you should be able to get a tech. I'm not sure if it'll be before the Christmas deal, though. We're trying. So other than that, the only thing left to say is, till next time, everybody, keep being the awesome and keep having a good one. We'll be back with some more testing in the next one. Bye.